Hello, my fellow humans. Welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot. It's your girl coming at you with another pick a card reading. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And should these messages happen to resonate with you, it would really mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And as always, if you're interested in supporting the channel further, you will find everything that you need in the description box, including how to reach me for a personal reading, as well as how to join as a member. With that, today we are doing the message and how they truly feel about you. We are going to use the Sacred Rebels Oracle by Alana Fairchild. I absolutely love her decks. This is such a great deck to work with, so we're going to go ahead and use that. Let's go ahead and hop into your prayer, and we will get this reading underway. My beloved source, this prayer is for any and all who come onto this reading, whether it's for the entire time or for a moment's time. There's a lot of dissonance in the world right now. There's a lot of hurt and pain that is being projected outwardly, and a lot of those empathic souls in the world are really feeling it at this time, feeling the heaviness and doing our best not to hold on to that energy, however, finding it at times very challenging. So while we might be here gaining some clarity, some entertainment, or just confirming our intuition, help us to really connect with your energy and with your love and with your light, and know that no matter how chaotic things are in the outside world, that we will always have the option of turning inward and coming back to a place of inner peace, of inner trust and inner wisdom, and gaining that knowledge that you're always trying to share with us through various means of communication. May our hearts be open to that. And may we understand that even though things in the world might feel personal, even though they might feel like people are attacking us directly, that in reality it has nothing to do with us. It is the fears of those people that are creating that disconnection from the whole, and feeling like they need to be separated because of a feeling of needing to be right, or a needing of someone to be wrong to fit these particular roles, which we all know are an illusion. So today, Source, I ask that you help us open our hearts and remember this. Remember that it's just an illusion, that it's not the truth of where we are, it's not the truth of who we are, and it's not the truth of what we are experiencing. That while people are only seeing a small bit of who we are, they do not know who we are in our hearts, but you do. You know who we are in our hearts, you know who we are in our character, you know who we are in our flaws, and you still accept us whole beings with unconditional love, and we are forever grateful for that. Please walk side by side with us, Source, as we traverse this unique world and all its idiosyncrasies. As these words are spoken onto this reading and among this tribe, so shall they be. Amen. Aho. Ase. Thank you, my beloved Source. Thank you. Oh, I feel better. I needed that too. It's been a week, guys. It has been a week. Let me get the ash out of here. I always start with a clean table, and then by the time I'm done, I have to wipe it off because there's ash everywhere. Alright, so I already gave these a good shuffle. So let's go ahead and get into it. Source, what Sacred Rebel Oracle card will help us better understand for pile number 1 how this person truly feels about them? Right off the bat. Thank you, Source. Source, for pile number 2, what Sacred Rebels Oracle card will help us better understand how this person truly feels about pile number 2? What card will help us better understand how this person feels about pile number 2, Source? Okay. One card, please. There it is. Thank you, Source. All right. And for pile number 3, Source, what Sacred Rebels Oracle card will help us better understand how this person truly feels about pile number 3? How do they truly feel about pile number 3, Source? Actually, they want that one. Okay. So interesting, on the bottom, we've got conscious connections and releasing allegiances. So look at that, peeking out. Defend to the end the worthwhile. All of these are in black and white, and not all of these cards are in black and white. So I feel like right now for the collective, it's remembering that maybe while we only see certain things, we're missing, right? Like you have the koi fish here and the umbrella in orange. She has her gold bracelets on and the bees are yellow. And this one has no color on it at all, but it's been a difficult time, you see here with her face, and gaining this infinite wisdom coming through, this infinite knowledge and this infinite connection with Source right now. Remembering that while we might see things as black and white, there's actually so much more going on behind the scenes. And with this releasing allegiances and conscious connections, it's kind of giving me this feeling of not being so attached to the connection in and of itself, but allowing things to unfold as they are so that you can come back to the truth of what's really there, right? It's easy for us to turn the other cheek, and sometimes it's hard for us to look and face it dead on. And so I feel like that's exactly the type of energy that's coming through with these cards. Okay. I wasn't going to do a collective energy, but I'm glad that I did. Because I feel like that mattered a lot, actually. I don't know how many of you watch the shuffle, but I know there's some of you that definitely watch it from start to finish, so I really appreciate you. I appreciate all of you that are on here. So why am I feeling like this is a little crooked? Maybe there, I don't know. Feels like it needs to go this way a little. There we go. All right, so for pile number 1, we have this rhodochrosonite for you to choose from. Okay. For pile number 1, or for pile number 2, we have this black obsidian. Okay. And for pile number 3, we have this grape agate. Okay. So pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3, and whichever pile you feel drawn to, that should be the one for you. And with that, I will see you over there. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of rhodochrosonite, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, this is going to be your reading on how do they truly feel about you. First, I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And for anyone that is new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Should these messages happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And with that being said, let's go ahead and hop to it and find out, how do they truly feel about pile number 1, Source? What would you like to share with us today? How do they truly feel about pile number 1? What do they need to know? How do they truly feel about pile number 1, Source? Okay, I also want to mention, as we're getting into this, that this might be a love interest, but it might not. This could be anybody, okay? And you should, as we get further into the reading, you should be able to pick up with your intuition exactly who this is referring to, okay? So we've got the 12th house, Leo energy, and Jupiter. They feel guilty for liking you. Wow, that's... Okay, so there's something about liking you that makes them feel guilty or ashamed, and it's not you per se, it's just maybe they have other responsibilities or other people in their life that they need to be focusing on, but they truly feel like you're someone who would bring a lot of abundance into their life and would make life feel more flexible and free and joyous and playful. But there's still this underlying guilt, like, I shouldn't like you. There's something about you or the way that you believe that is, like, against maybe, you know, social norms for them. They feel like you're very gifted in a lot of different ways. That you know a lot of things. Like, if you look them in the eye, they feel like you read them all the way to their soul. And that makes them scared. Because no one's ever really paid that much attention to them. And you read a lot of nuanced energy, and that scares them too, because it means that they could never get away with anything with you like they have maybe in the past. And I'm not saying that this is a cheater or that this is someone who's going to try and hurt you really bad, but you know, like, everybody likes to hide those feelings that we have. And it's because it's very human of us to hide very small things, right? Like, it's almost like it's that little secret. Oh, I have a secret that no one else has. And why do I hear that song? I'll keep you my dirty little secret, right? Don't tell anyone. You know, just another regret. Hope that you can keep it, right? Like, who sings that? All American Rejects? Is that who sings that song? Anyways, yeah, it's like they feel like you know all their dirty little secrets, and that's a regret for them. Like, they don't like that. They don't like that you, without them ever telling you, would know exactly what it is that's going on behind closed doors for them. But they do feel like, truly, you're someone that would bring a lot of abundance into their lives. Like, you're always growing, you're always evolving, you're always changing. And that's something that excites them. But they feel very exposed and vulnerable when they're around you, and that is something that it's like a love-hate kind of situation, right? Like, everything that's good about you definitely outweighs this one thing, but this one thing, it weighs heavily on their heart as well. It's like, because they just feel exposed around you. It's like you would know how they were feeling even when they wouldn't want anybody to know how they were feeling. And so how they truly feel about you is that they're scared, but they're also very excited about you. And I do feel like this is someone who has a lot of desire for you as well. Like, they feel like you would be open to just about anything, and I mean within reason, and that they could really have a lot of fun with you, but feeling so exposed just makes them feel like they want to hide and they want to run away from it. And let's see, let's really get into it and see what comes out with the tarot, because I definitely feel a lot of resistance here. All right. I'm not sure if I'm going to follow up with clarifiers today, so we'll see how it goes. Hold on just a second. I have a random call coming in. Okay, there we go. No, I'm not that person who answers my phone when people are calling and I'm recording. In my mind, they can wait. That's what I feel like you're kind of like in that energy right now. Like, you know, it's cool. Like, I don't care where they're at. They can wait. They can deal with their own problems right now. It's not it's not my issue, right? So you're definitely kind of in this place of, I want to say it is surrender, but I do feel there's also a lot of resignation there. Like, it's like, I'm just tired. That's what it feels like. I'm really tired. But let's find out some more here. So, Source, how do they truly feel about pile number 1? Yeah, they just feel like they're on an emotionally different level than you are. Scared to try. Scared to come forward. Scared that you would think they were a monster. Wow. How do they truly feel about pile number 1? Thank you. Okay, Source, how do they truly feel about pile number 1? Yeah, a lot going on mentally here with them. They get stuck a lot in their minds, and they don't want to rock the boat, and they feel like it's just, like, isn't it funny I was saying, like, you feeling exhausted, and we have the Ten of Swords coming out in the reverse, which talks about emotional anguish, and mental exhaustion, and feeling disconnected, and also just feeling like it's just a fight that's not even worth fighting in, right? And so I do feel like this is your energy here, and they may be feeling that as well. They may be feeling like, you know, I don't blame pile number 1 for disconnecting from me, because, you know, I probably would too if I were in their shoes. But I don't want to rock the boat either. Like, I don't want to create a lot of drama. I don't want to create a lot of havoc, but I get stuck in my own head and I can't see things clearly. And I know that I need to balance things out, but it feels like everything's falling apart right now. And it feels like nothing is working out for me. And this is someone who, when they start to think about you, they start to go down this negative Nancy rabbit hole, and it's not you. It has nothing to do with you. It's because they're trying to put themselves into a position that they think that you would like, rather than trying to find out what it is that you appreciate or like, right? They haven't come forward and said, like, what's your love language, or what do you like in life, or, you know, what makes you feel supported. They're trying to fill in the blanks without having any information, and they're creating their own trauma because of it. And that gets a lot of times, I feel like, projected on you energetically, and you're over there like, just come on. Like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this heaviness. I don't want to deal with this energy. And it's just, you know, it's frustrating because it just constantly happens. You're just like, look, if you can't get it together, just let me be, right? Let me go so that I can go. But I feel like they're just holding on because they can't let go, because you're everything that they've ever wanted. And you're this big, abundant, bright, beautiful energy. And they wish more than anything that they could come up to your level, but they're too proud to ask. And it's just easier to sit and wallow in self-pity is what it feels like. Yeah, they're their own demise here. Wow. Yeah, I can't make it up. They really do love you. They do love you a lot. They feel like you're their perfect soulmate. This could be a Scorpio, Taurus, a Gemini, Aquarius, a Leo, Pisces, a Sagittarius. Okay, you could have Jupiter in the 12th house. I just heard Leo in the 6th house. Leo in the 12th house. North node Pisces or South node Pisces. Sun Scorpio. Prominent Jupiter placements. Yeah. Okay. With the Six of Cups in the Tarot Marseille, this is my soulmate card, right? Like, this is the card that says, I really love you with my whole heart. I want to build something that lasts and that stands the test of time. This is more powerful than the Two of Cups, and this is far more powerful than the Ace of Cups, because the Ace of Cups is all about our connection with the divine, right? And so I'm not saying it's more powerful. That's probably not the best way to put it. But when I say, when it comes to connection cards, this is the connection card. And, you know, we're looking at this from a way like, how do they feel about you? They truly love you. But they also are their own worst enemy here with the Knight of Coins in the reverse. Like, they can't even move forward because they're so stuck in the past. Maybe on what other people have said. Maybe on even what you've said to them. Maybe on what they've said to themselves. Whatever the situation is, like, they're at a complete standstill right now because they cannot overcome this feeling that they'll never be good enough for you, right? And so that's why they're just constantly in this battle right now. And you see here with the King of Cups in the reverse, we see that they're not emotionally mature. Like, they're not growing emotionally right now. They see you evolving and they see you growing, but they're just stuck on, I really love pile number one. I really want to be with pile number one, but not doing anything to become a more aligned version of themselves. They're just stuck in old patterns, which is, well, I'll just sit over here and basically write your name with hearts in a notebook. And just, you know, when we were all little girls in high school and middle school and even in elementary school, and we had a crush, like, that's exactly what this feels like. Like, just drawing hearts everywhere and drawing their last name with your last name or your last name with their last name. You know what I mean? Like, and that's it. And they're just looking at that, and it's wishful thinking, but wishful thinking doesn't get us anywhere. Wow, the Eight of Swords, filled with anxiety. That's a lot of swords energy. They love you, but every time they think about loving you, like, it just sends them down this really crazy place. They've got a lot that's going on when they think about loving you. Right? And they can't balance it out because it's like they see you as, it's when they've got you on this pedestal. That's what it feels like. You know, they've put you on this massive pedestal, and it's like they're worshiping you and like you're some kind of god or goddess. And, you know, it's not that you are or you aren't, but it's this energy of like, I'm never going to be your equal. I'm never going to be able to match your energy. And so it's just easier for me to worship you from afar. Right? And so they've got a lot of blocks and shields coming up here, and trying to control how they feel by not feeling anything at all. And when they're doing that, this energy becomes even more apparent because they're like trying to stuff their love for you into a box somewhere and put it away on a top shelf so they don't have to look at it. But that love is so deep and bright and brilliant that no matter how far away they try to bury it, every time the lid gets taken off of that or gets pushed off of it, it comes in even more so than before. And so this person has definitely cried tears over not being in a relationship with you, over not having you in their life. And I do feel like this is definitely a separation situation here. Like, I don't feel like you're in contact with them, but I do feel like you energetically feel them a lot here. You know, this is too much in my mind to feel like this is contact. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is like everything that's going on in my mental state, but I have no physical communication with someone that I need to tell them what's going on. And this is a very unique energy because you've got all swords in a how they feel about you situation. Like, they're just at odds. They're at odds about how they feel about you. Like, they know they love you. They know they care about you. They know that if they just said, hey, can we discuss this? Like, they would get an answer, but they're being their own worst enemy by closing themselves off to you right now. Right? And they're accepting those limitations, and they're choosing to adapt to that style. That's where the resignation was coming in. It wasn't your energy, it was their energy, but it's so strong. And I feel like that's also rubbing off on you. It's like, I can't even surrender because all I just feel is resigned, like, to this situation. Like, nothing good is ever going to come from it because this person is always in this energy of like, you know, it's not even negativity. It's just, it really feels like wallowing. Like, this is someone who's throwing themselves the pity party of the century because they can't get their stuff together to come forward to you. Like, they just really are. They're like, oh, pile one, like, I love pile one so much, but how could pile one ever love me? I'm just this monster, and, you know, I've done all these terrible things in life, and they could never see me the way that I see them, and they're like, not, and that, look, that to me is so trippy, right? Because it's like, they're just assuming how you're gonna feel, and that makes people mad. Like, no matter what, no matter who you are as a human, when someone assumes they know exactly how you feel, not like an empath telling you, like, this is what I feel, like, telling you that you have to feel this way because that's how they would feel about themselves, like, that's something that angers people. And I'm not telling you this to make you angry, but I feel like you felt this before, and you're like, what the heck? Like, could you just say something? If you just said something, maybe you could figure out how I feel. But you're not even giving me a chance. It's like, you don't trust me enough to give me a chance. And it's not that they don't trust you. They do. I feel like they'd lay their lives in your hands. I feel like the problem here is that they don't trust themselves. And that is what they're projecting onto you a lot of the time when it comes to you feeling their energy, or connecting with them in a meditation, or connecting with them in your dreams. Like, this is someone who's projecting from a distance. This is telepathic projection. And it's just the vibration is there because they're constantly thinking of you. And they're doing their best not to. Like, they really don't want to spend all this time thinking of you. I think it's exhausting them as much as it is you, but it's like they're just feeling this painful and humiliating defeat, and they can't stand up. They can't move on. They can't get beyond it. It's like, you know, maybe you said you had to move on from that, and they're just at odds. They're at odds with it. How could you ever move on from me? Right? And so now it's like, in order for them to really find balance, they're trying to pursue money. They're trying to pursue the material, and that's to help them overcome all this mental exhaustion that they're doing. And so thoughts of you, not you, pile one, but thoughts of you, how they feel about you, are driving them to become very materialistic, because it's the only thing that keeps them busy long enough to not have these crazy energies come up for them that they don't want to face. And this is their problem. Like, at the end of the day, this has nothing to do with you. You go be you, keep shining your light, keep doing you, boo, because this is their internal conflict. And that has nothing to do with you. And when someone isn't brave enough to take action towards how they feel for someone, at the end of the day, that's their loss. Right? Even if it hurts us, it's still their loss. It's like, you didn't say anything. Like, I was just supposed to wait around and hope that one day you were going to get it together. But it's that waiting energy that keeps them in a place of, it's like we enable them, right? So we're waiting for them, but what we're not realizing is we're putting them in a place of we're enabling that behavior, because they're thinking that we're always going to wait around for them. But when we leave and when we cut our energy off from them, that's when it's like, oh my gosh, like, I totally missed out on something that was beautiful and amazing, and I didn't appreciate what I had. And they can either choose to change, or they can choose to stay in this self-wallowing pity party energy. Like, this is a big pity party right here. Let's get some oracles out. I didn't think I was gonna have to get some clarifiers today, because this was a pretty strong energy coming through right now. Like, it's just really strong. What else, source? Can you tell us about how they truly feel about pile number one? Yeah, look, we've got mutable energy here. Gemini, Virgo, Sag, and Pisces. We had Gemini, Sag, and Pisces come out in the reading. So these signs could mean something to you. We have surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change. And I feel like this is them watching you surrender. Right? So I was saying, like, it feels like surrender, but it also feels like resignation. And I feel like it's just because the energies are definitely intertwined right now. And as you keep growing, you will be able to really just surrender this and say, look, you know, like, I love you, I care about you, I have all these feels for you, but at the end of the day, my sanity and my life and what I want to see in my life is far more important than waiting it out for someone who's so concerned about how they appear, rather than doing something to take care of themselves and to love themselves and to support themselves, right? Because you're not looking for that type of baggage. And so I do feel like you are trying to surrender here, and this person is feeling like that is you just giving up completely, and it's not. It's not, and that's where their resignation is coming from. Virgo, yeah. So now we have all 4 mutable signs on the table here. But yeah, you've got integrity, reverence, and service. Like, they're just enamored by you so much. You do so much, and I do feel like they learn a lot from you. They learn a lot from your connection. Like, even if you send them harsh energy through your connection, which, you know, I feel like you don't mean to, but we're human. And this was irritating me. And I feel like if this is irritating me, you probably were getting irritated by this as well, which is natural. It's very human, right? And I'm not saying this person's in the right or wrong. That's not what this is, you know? They're in their energy, and that's theirs to deal with. And at the end of the day, there's nothing that any of us can do to change that, right? They have to choose to change that. But it is irritating when you deal with someone like this on a consistent basis who's just all like, oh, my life, oh, my life, oh, my life. And you're like, well, what can you do about it? And they're like, I don't know. Oh, my life, oh, my life, oh, my life, you know? And you're like, I see tons of solutions for you, but if you don't see them, it doesn't matter. I could tell you until I was blue in the face all the solutions that would help you become a better person for yourself. Not for me, but for yourself, you know, and I feel like maybe you have before. You've probably given this person tons of advice, and you're just like, I'm done. I'm done. I can't anymore. I can't drag this person along anymore, you know? Yeah, Libra, finding fairness for yourself has been the #1 freedom thing for you here. So we got consideration, fairness, and harmony. Could be a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini here as well. But I feel like this is finally something that's balancing the scales for you, is like recognizing that you don't have to be in this person's energy like that anymore. Maybe for a time you were just like, but I have to hold on. I have to hold on. I have to hold on for whatever reason it was. But I feel like you're also realizing now, like, I don't have to hold on to something that's just not serving me or that's bringing me down. This person could have a label in your life, or this person could play a certain role in your life, you know, and they do love you. And you know, again, it could be romantic love. This is definitely a romantic card, but this could also indicate family. It could indicate anybody, really. You know, friend, a coworker, a boss, whatever. This could indicate anybody. It doesn't mean that they don't love you. They do. They love you. However they love you is whatever the type of role they're playing in your life. Look, oh my gosh. Look at what came out. We have 35 with speak the language of love. Loving words have the power to change lives, including your own. So not only do we have here speak the language of love, but we're talking about love languages. And I was talking about that earlier. Like, they don't know what your love language is. They don't know what helps you feel supported because they've never asked. And then we have speaking here with like showing that they're not speaking in this right now. Right? They're not even meeting you halfway here. They're not even coming to your level because they don't know how. And so instead, they're speaking these negative things to themselves, and it's creating a lot of tension for them. And that in turn is getting projected out onto you. And there's no reason to it's okay to feel frustrated. I want to reiterate that. Like, it is absolutely 100% okay to feel irritated, to feel frustrated. What's not okay is when we use that emotion to begin to project that back onto the people that have, you know, made us, it's not like anybody makes us feel that way or that have triggered us in a certain way, right? So that's what Source really wants to bring forth. Like, this person has definitely triggered you many times. I feel like this person has definitely had, wow, we've got false flame coming through. Okay, I'm going to get one more. Destiny. Okay. Bad news. Yeah, okay. We have savings on the bottom. I want to be prepared for the future and not be caught off guard by unexpected events. I need to make sure we are ready for anything that comes our way. Again, right now, I'm only concerned about making money. So maybe they're trying to excuse themselves from this connection and saying like, well, I'm doing my best to make sure that we have something in savings, or I'm doing the best that I can to make sure that I have things stable. But you know what? You could spend a whole life trying to prepare for the inevitable and you're never going to be prepared. I was like people who want kids and they're like, but we want to be prepared for kids. And you could spend your whole life saving for kids, but you know what? That's still not going to prepare you for having a child. The only thing that's going to prepare you is that experience, that hands-on experience. And that's something that I feel like they're missing here. We got destiny here. Passionate love and strong desire bring you fulfillment and joy. Destined to be together. Your happy ending is assured. Strong, unbreakable bond. So they do feel a bond with you for sure. Like they feel like you're meant to be together. But then we also have false flame. Put you on an emotional roller coaster and causes distress. Partnership hinders your progress and creates obstacles. Intentions are unclear and makes you feel insecure. This is exactly that type of energy where it's just like, you're like, nope, I don't want to deal with that. I just don't. We've got bad news. A rapid escalation of events causes panic and urgency. Sudden crisis disrupts your plans and creates chaos. The unbearable truth weighs heavily on your heart. Yeah. And I feel like this has been really hard. We've got number 10 with 73, 46. We've got number 10 and 8. So part of your path, them being on this journey with you has been a part of your path, but it's not the end of your path. Look, rejection. Blames themselves for rejection and feels unworthy of acceptance. Rejection offers a lesson in resilience. Feels trapped in a cycle of rejection and unable to break free. Yeah, so this person definitely does feel rejected by you. They're having a really hard time with this. They're having a really hard time coming to terms with the fact that you walked away. I feel like you walked away, right? Yeah, you were guided to do something here. With guide represents the nature of the divine in life in your life. Of the divine in life and in yourself. And the shadow is places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual knowledge, insight. So, you gain this wisdom, but then they went back to this, I'm only concerned about the money. I'm only concerned about the material welfare of life. Like, I can't really do anything right now. We've got scribe on the bottom, preserving knowledge and information, and the shadow is altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. Yeah, so I feel like you're definitely in this place of giving knowledge. And, however you share your knowledge, it's benefiting them, right? And that's not to make you stop or anything. Like, they're definitely learning something from it, but they're also in a really bad place in their life right now where they can't receive it fully. We've got destiny coming out again from another deck. Responsibility, road, and shackles. Look at this. Shackles is standing out so much here. They feel like a caged bird, right? And they feel like they can't move on from this connection. They feel like they can't move on from you. They feel like but it's destiny, but I don't know how to step up into this place because I don't have self-worth. It says if efforts will be rewarded within reach and success lies in hand. And I feel like that's really telling. Like, they have to water their own garden, but they're in such a state of chaos with instability, unrest, unpredictability, and corruption. They're too busy thinking about things that really don't matter in this life and not thinking about the things that are worth taking the time to go towards. We've got seeds here. What was I saying? They have to nurture their own garden, nurture great growth, potential, and possibility. Interesting. Okay, let's see. I do want to grab an angel number. How do they truly feel? What else would you like to say here, Source? We got 420. I'm going to read this in just a second. We got 1133 on the bottom with the crossroads. Yeah, they're definitely at a crossroads right now. Like, they're just having a time. Let's get a shadow aspect for this reading, Source. What's a shadow aspect for this reading? Up in the air, not able to make solid plans, flighty, ungrounded. See, this is, yeah, it's not that they don't love you, Pile, when they do, but they're kind of all over the place. This chaos is coming through again. We've got two-faced. Playing with your emotions is insincere and not what you think. And I feel like this is the feeling that you've gotten. You're like, this person just isn't sincere. Like, they're just not who I thought they were going to be. They're just not who I need in my life right now. Yeah, wow, okay. So we've got anxiety with stress, depression, panic attacks, and restless. So romantic feelings flying out, falling in love, affection, happiness, and emotions. Yeah, they do love you, but it causes a lot of anxiety. And again, it's not you. This is their own internal dealings. Okay, so please do not feel like this is your fault, because it's not. And then we've got player coming out again. This energy playing with your emotions, and then charming, manipulative, karmic, being tested, false flame energy. So this person could have like really given you some false flags and some red flags as well along the way. And it's so weird because there's this energy where it's like they did this with the intention of playing you, but in the end, they were the one that got burned. And so I keep seeing this image where it's like, don't mess around with people because you don't know who their spiritual team is. Like there's a picture and there's a meme that goes around like something like that. And that's what I'm seeing right now. It's like they didn't realize who they were messing with, and they didn't realize what they were doing. And so it's like you didn't have to do anything because the divine had your back. But you were brought into their life to show them unconditional love. And they were brought into your life to show you self-love. And that was something that was really hard to grasp onto for both of you. Single, alone, isolation, lonely. Yeah, so I do feel like you might be single. You don't have to be, but I do feel like you've absolutely, this is that energy, like you moved on from them. Like there's no reason to stick around in something that's just not worth your time, right? Because I don't feel like this is worth your time. Not right now. Maybe in the future. But just not right now. On the bottom, ascending, exactly. Learning and expansion, transcending, preparing for union and the new phase. So yeah, you're moving on to something that's more aligned with your journey. Let's get an romance angel cards out here. What else would you like to say, Source? How do they truly feel? Thank you. Thank you. Okay. We got give your relationship a chance flying out. Work on your partnership. So I feel like this is more or less giving yourself a chance, working on your partnership with yourself. I feel like they do want to give this a chance, but there's this energy where it's just like, I don't know, like even if they came in and apologized, I feel like it's just too far gone. Like that's really what it feels like right now. It's like they just did so much in the beginning and they kept pushing you away and drawing you in, manipulating you, and maybe even gaslighting you at times and love bombing you and all this stuff. And they did it with the intention of hurting you. But in the end, they were the ones that got burned. And then only when they got burned did they realize what they had. But that is not your fault. That's their fault. Right? How are you going to play someone like that this whole time and say like, oh, like, now that you're gone, I realized how important you were. Like, you should have realized how important pile one was when they were in the picture. They didn't change. And you didn't. You know, you grew, but you're still you. Very soon. Yeah, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Okay, so like Source is just telling you, like, decide what it is that you want in your life so that they can help you manifest that. We've got potential here. Potential opportunities, adventure, dreams, courage, future goals. This card reminds you of your potential in life with your angel supporting you. It's time to embrace new opportunities and adventures and follow your heart toward the future. Reflect on your goals and aspirations. What new opportunities am I ready to pursue, and how can I align them with my long-term goals? Identify one new opportunity or goal you've been considering and take a concrete step toward pursuing it today, trusting in your potential and the support of the universe. And I feel like this is Source just telling you, like, it's time for you to live up to your potential. Like, even though you have feelings for this person, like, even though you care about this person, like, at this point in time, it's more important for you to focus on yourself. That's where your real growth is going to come from. Like attracts like with number 2. This has been a very dualistic natured relationship. It says, if you long for more love, be more loving. So again, coming back to that place of self-love, this is going to bring in love that you desire. Gift, embrace your uniqueness and offer it as a special gift to the world. Cherish yourself. Recognize your inner beauty and embrace your worth. Yeah, this is exactly, I love that these two cards came out together. So it's the only one out of these cards that didn't flip over and it landed on that one. And so I think that's very telling because this is like Source with potential here too. And the way that I read them, It's like Source really saying, like, it's really, truly time for you to step into your potential by loving yourself and knowing that the more you love yourself, the more you're going to attract people in who love you as well and sees the real you. There we go. There we go. Seduction, attraction, teasing, hooking up, and date, third party, and temptation. They really thought you were going to be an easy win. And maybe, you know what? At the end of the day, pile one, you could have been. And that's okay. Like, I'm not judging you. I'm not here like, oh my gosh, how could you? You know what? People are going to do what they feel is right in the moment. And everybody has stories like that, okay? Like, let he who is free from sin cast the first stone. No one is free from sin, okay? But what I'm saying here is that this person really had that in mind. Like, they wanted to seduce you. They did their best to seduce you. And I feel like partway through, or, maybe even right at the beginning, like, you recognized it and you were like, hold up. Or it might have been that you really cared about this person. You're like, oh my gosh, like, this is coming true. Like, I can't believe it. You fell for it. And then all of a sudden, this complete roller coaster ride started to unfurl. And you were like, whoa, this was not what I was expecting at all. But I do feel like you're cleansing your energy. And Source is just pointing out the more that you love yourself, the easier it will be for you to let this go. Camera, reminiscing, making memories, learn from the past, and perception. I do feel like you're learning from the past here, very, very clearly learning from the past here, even though it was very difficult. But this person still thinks about you all the time, and you feel their energy present, and that's why it's so frustrating. So just as a reminder that even when they're present, it's not really about ignoring it, as much as it is just acknowledging it and moving on. Like, oh, when we have a dirty thought or when we have a nasty thought or when we have an ugly thought, like, we acknowledge it, but we don't give it power by saying like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe I thought that. Like, I can't believe that that's coming in my mind, We just acknowledge it. We're like, oh, okay. So I just thought that. That's interesting. So really, whenever their energy is present, just be like that. Like, oh, okay, well, I feel your energy. There's that. And then move on, whatever you're doing. You've acknowledged it, but you're not giving it power. Yeah, exactly. Ship. Cutting ties. Moving on. Receive what you need. Progress and arriving. Moving on. Just move on. Cut the ties by moving on. You can do a cord cutting, like a cord cutting ritual. You can absolutely do that. But we can kind of get a little overboard with our cord cutting rituals instead, because what we want to do is not give that energy power. And they will feel it. We're just saying, like, I acknowledge that you're there, but I'm not going to give you power anymore. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Okay? Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. And I feel like that's just a reminder to you, you're the prize here. Let your friends help you. Ask for help. Ask for and accept support from others. Yeah, so, at this time, you might need a little bit of guidance from those that you trust the most, and don't be afraid to get that. I feel like they will help lead you down the right path. Let's take a look at this card for you. We have Softly, Softly, the Tender Touch. Yeah, look at this. A lot of tears have been cried on both sides here, like, definitely about this connection, about what's going on between you, but also I feel like you've grown so much because of this connection. There's just a lot that's happened for you along the journey, and there's no reason to be angry about them coming into your life because they taught you so much. You wouldn't have the wisdom that you have now if they hadn't have been who they were. And even though that hurts, at the same time, it's also like freeing, because it's like, wow, like, I learned how to grow and become myself and love myself. So the feminine wisdom of gentleness can assist you now. When we are at a point in life where we want to attain greater things, but don't necessarily have proportionately greater supply of energy at our disposal, it is time to work smarter rather than harder. That is the way of feminine wisdom. However, a cultural ignorance of the feminine way currently prevails. We are generally taught that the more force we use, the more we try to make things happen, the more we will achieve. The feminine way is not about force, nor is it about driving, striving, pushing, or grabbing at what we can in order to create. It is about inviting what we wish for to come into the space we have provided for it internally and in our lives. This method cultivates more energy, causes less stress, and attracts what is desired. It is manifestation by invitation rather than by will or force. There's an old story that the sun and the wind were debating about who is more powerful. After boasting about their prowess, they made a wager. A man walking down the street with a coat on. The wind and the sun decided that whomever could force the coat off the man was more powerful. The wind began demonstrating its impressive power. It blew and caught underneath the coat, pulling it, nearly ripping it right off the man. But the man wrapped the coat around himself more tightly to protect himself against the force of the wind. Eventually, perhaps temporarily out of puff, the wind gave up. The sun took over. He shone down, becoming brighter and brighter, until the man slipped off his coat and slung it over his shoulder and walked down the street, quite possibly wondering what was happening with the weather that day. The wind attempted to do by force what the sun was able to do by being. You're being asked to surrender your forcefulness, your determination, and your intense activity, even if it is just for this moment. Does that mean that you have to surrender the goals you were chasing through those endeavors? Certainly not. This is not about letting go of achievement. It is about understanding the process of manifestation in a more intelligent way. There is a way of creating that gives you energy that doesn't leave you utterly worn out. It is about allowing what you want to come to you. Be yourself absolutely, naturally, and with ease. Shine your light and allow your presence to invite in that which you wish to receive. It is about cultivating an energetic affinity with what you seek rather than feelings of lack and need. Do you see the subtle but important difference? That's a very powerful message for this reading. And I feel like that's advice to you. It's like just reminding you at this time, it's like, there's no need to try to force this. There's no need to try to make things happen at this time. What I was saying about the cord cutting ceremony as well, like, it's one of those things like, you know, we're trying to do it by force. Rather, it's just about acknowledging it, that it's there and not giving it power and coming into that soft feminine energy and re-empowering and invigorating ourselves. And that's what I see for you here, pile number one. If you felt like this was your message, leave the little wind emoji and the sun emoji together and say, I obtain what it is that I desire simply by being and surrendering to the process. And if it resonated, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find everything that you need in the description box below. If you are interested in getting a personal reading, it will show you how, as well as following me on over to become a member. I would really appreciate it, but if not, thank you for your continued support here. I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this powerful reading. And until next time, pile number one, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this black obsidian, okay, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, this is going to be a reading on how do they truly feel about you. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And for anybody that is new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And should these messages happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and hop to it. I did have a channel message for you, and as I was getting ready for this, yeah, there was a lot of betrayal that was coming up in regards to this connection. Okay, so you're going to know who this is right away, but it does feel like there's a separation that's going on right now, and that there was a lot of betrayal that was coming through. So that was the message that we started off with, but let's really dig into the energy and find out who it is. This could be a friend, family, a lover, a love interest, a co-worker, whatever it is. There's no dedication to this being romantic love. Okay, so source, how do they truly feel about pile number two? What would you like to share with us today? How does this person truly feel about pile number two? What would you like to say? How do they truly feel about pile number two? Okay, yeah, so it could be a coworker with the 10th house here. We've got 10th house, Virgo energy, and Uranus energy. It's interesting. I know it's not coming out in the dice, but I keep getting an energy of jealousy. Okay, so someone's jealous of your abilities, or someone's jealous of your position, or what it is that you're doing. Like they've tried, I feel like this person tried to create a block in your life, and that they didn't want to see you get promoted, or they didn't want to see you get attention for what it is that you do. Like this is someone who really wanted to dampen your light. They really have a problem with you being you. This could also be a father. We have Capricorn energy here, and the 10th house do point towards the father figure, as well as someone who could be potentially like looked at like a father figure. You know, like an uncle or grandfather or a guardian. Yeah, this is someone who I feel like, oh, I feel like when you go and see them, like your neck hurts a lot after you see them. It's like, it doesn't matter how honest you are with this person, they're always trying to make you feel dumb. They're always trying to make you feel like you don't matter. I already know this is going to be really difficult reading, and I'm sorry, I just have to go with the energies here because that's what's coming through. Or this is someone who betrayed you in the past, like you worked with them and you guys had a relationship and they did you dirty. This is someone who's very disconnected. Is how they truly feel about you, is they like want to see you fail because they're angry about how good you're doing. They could feel like you left them in the dirt. Like, really, like you just went off and became a better version of yourself. You went off and you grew and you were healing and you were doing all these things. And for them, they were like, oh, how dare you? Because when they were around you, like you weren't doing those things. And they liked it when you weren't doing those things because it made them feel better about themselves. Yeah, this is not a good energy. I don't like this energy. Okay, let's get some tarot on it. I'm really feeling it in the right side of my neck right now. Like, just a little back from my right ear. Like, probably about a finger length back from my right ear. The earlobe. Yeah, it's like lower neck. Well, I guess it's upper neck. Upper neck, like where it's by the cranium. Interesting energy. Alright, so Source, can you tell some more? Yeah, this person's very... They feel like you're getting further in an unfair way because they're very superficial. And so, especially with this combination of dice, we do see that you could be advancing rather quickly here. And they just always assumed that you would be small. Like that they maybe that you would always have to rely on them. Or maybe that they would always have some role to play in your life. And now that you're moving on, like you don't need them like that anymore, and that really bothers them. I feel like they used your low point as a way to make themselves feel better about themselves, or as a way to make them seem like they were someone that they weren't. I'm moving the camera here a little bit. Yeah, there we go, that's better. Okay, one more. Source says, okay. Yeah, they're completely not seeing things correctly here. Yeah, it could be family. I'm getting the family energy coming through again. How does this person truly feel about pile number 2, Source? Whoa. Okay. About throwing cards off the table. Yeah, like they don't want you to know how they truly feel. This is someone who's really good at trying to paint a picture, or they're like a chameleon. Like they're blending in. Yeah, very overbearing. Like they really want you to validate them, or they really want you to believe in them only and not anything else. Like they do everything that they can to control you. This could be a Capricorn. Heavy Capricorn energy. I have a Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, the 8th house in Capricorn. Capricorn and Uranus. Uranus in the 9th house. Okay. Yeah, so there's some energy coming through here where it's like this person just wants to step on toes because they want to have whatever your success is. Wow, with the 8 of coins. Yeah, a lot of material energy here, right? Like a lot of gimme. And not wanting you to have anything. So it's like maybe you've had to rely on this person for a time so that you could get back on your feet, and this person always assumed that you would need them, and that made them feel good because they could like hold that over your head. Like, well, I'm the one that always supported you when no one else would. Like, they really are not nice about it. You know, and it's like maybe at times like you were just like, oh, I know this person's energy, but you might have just resigned to it because it's just like, I'm exhausted. Like, I have nothing left to say. And I feel like they do their best to worm their way into your energy all the time. And they do it in various different ways. Like, this person is really good at manipulating others. They're really good at manipulating others, but they really feel like you don't deserve what you have. They feel like you deserve to be under their boot. Oh, I don't like that. But you're slowly growing. Yeah, and they're only looking at things from this material perspective. And very, very cold and brutal. Yeah. Could have been an ex-lover with the Page of Wands here. Someone, or even like this could have been an F-buddy, you know, a friends with benefits type situation. Someone who's very immature, though. Yeah, with the moon. Okay, yeah, this person keeps a lot of secrets from you, or they have in the past. They've kept a lot of secrets from you. This person feels like you're dangerous, like you're a potential threat to them. And there's this energy where it's like, if you're a threat to me, like, I'm going to do everything that I can to knock you down. Because you don't deserve anything that you're getting, which is so weird. Like, if you're the one that's working for it, why wouldn't you deserve that? Right? And I feel like with the moon card here, like, you're purging a lot. So like if this person's in your energy right now, like you're actually healing from that. Like you're learning a lot of this person's tricks and trades, and you know, like why do I feel like if you get hurt, like this is a person who, like, if you get hurt, they're hurt worse. If you're sharing a story with someone, their story is worse, or it's bigger, or it's more grand. Like, they're always trying to overshadow you. Wow, there's a cat that's just walking by, and I've never seen this cat in the park before. It's beautiful. He looks like he's marble with gray and black and little white socks on. Oh my gosh, he's so beautiful. I've never seen this cat before. He stopped when I was talking. He looks like a little tiger. I've never seen that. There's 3 cats here, and there's 2 black ones. One has a red undertone, and I don't remember that one's name. I think that one's named Raven. Then there's a black one with a little suit on, and his name is Tux. And then there's the orange tabby, and that one they call Hammy. And so we see those all the time. But this cat, I've never seen this cat before. I think they call him, I just remember someone mentioning another cat in the park the other day, but no one had ever seen him, or no one ever sees him, but he was walking like that. They call him Lowrider because he walks so low to the ground. And he was like stalking right here, and he stopped when he heard me talking because I had my window open a little bit. So I feel like that's this person. Isn't that interesting? The cat would come by, but I feel like that's this person. They're constantly stalking you. Like, they're constantly trying to find ways to annihilate you, you know? And it's like, and if it's family, like, this may be one of those things, like, hold up, like, why are you doing this? Like, you're family, like, we're supposed to look out for each other. But, like, how they help, like, or how they've assisted you, they make it seem like to everyone else they're absolutely helping you while you're leaving them in the dust. And I feel like that's not the case at all. I feel like you really were in a terrible part in your life. But see, that's the thing. They're only sharing the part of the story that makes them look good. Oh, I don't like this. Yeah, they're very, very, very superficial. This is someone who has no room for love in their life, and so they just feel like you're a threat. They feel like you're competition. That's how they truly feel about you. That's so sad. This person shows up in a lot of things, very immature as well, right? So it's like maybe you have an argument. This person's going to resort to some low blows to make you feel like you were in the wrong. This person's going to try to control you. They want total control. They don't want you to make any decisions. It's like if you make a decision, they might say like, oh, that was an awful decision. Or they're going to say something, you know, backhanded by it. You know, like, or if someone else outside says something bad about you, like, they're gonna ride that wave. Oh yeah, you know what? I did hear that pile number 2 was gossiping about so-and-so, and this is what they said about them. Can you believe that that happened? Like, I can't believe that they would ever talk about someone like that, and it was really this person that was spreading the lies and rumors. You probably don't even know what's going on. You know, not that you don't intuitively, but like, really, like, you're just, you know, innocence is bliss sometimes, and I feel like that's exactly, sometimes you're just innocent to the way that this person talks about you outside, but you feel it in your gut, and you, sometimes your ears might start ringing, and you're like, what the heck, like, why are they talking about me? And it's like, but you might not know the extent of what they're saying. Whether they see you as a threat. Oh, I feel this in my stomach. Not down with this clown. Get out of Dodge, homie. Go do some healing. Like, and that's like crazy too, because with the father energy, it could be a mother as well. But I feel like if this is like a father, like why? To me, the question becomes like, why would you treat a child like that? Like, your child should be someone that you lift up, right? Or like someone that you've taken care of. Like, that should be someone that you're trying to help become the better version of themselves. Like, you should want to see them succeed, but there's so many parents out there today, and it's just like, and they don't excuse me, like, if their kids succeed, for some reason they take that as like a personal attack on them, and you're like, what? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And I feel like that's the same way that you feel too. It's like, it doesn't make any sense, but it's just the way that it is, and it's like frustrating and irritating. And I do feel like you're working really, really hard to move away from this energy, or you had worked very, very hard to move away and leave that behind. And that's another thing that kept making them feel threatened, was because you never gave up. Like, no matter how difficult they made the situation, maybe in your past you would easily give up because you didn't know any better, but as you were healing, like, now you know better, and you know you don't have to put up with this stuff. And they don't like that you know that now, because no one else acts that way around them, but here you do. Yeah, and you're experiencing things way differently than they do. And you're seeing now your worth. And I feel like that's the thing. It's like, you may live in this place of positivity and love and light, and this person is just riddled with negativity, riddled with anger, riddled with guilt, riddled with fear. And they see you in this place of love, and they're just like, how could pile 2 be in that love? And it's like, because they deserve to be in that love. And at the end of the day, you do too. But you know what? It's your choice whether or not you go there. And please don't carry this person there. Please don't. You do not need to do that, right? Because it's like, they just look at it, like, they look at you being the way that you are, and they feel like it's just too heavy of a task to even bother with. Like, to change who they are. It's like, basically they're saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Like, that's how they look at it. This is a trip, this person. And they have a very immature, like, they're trying to, this, and especially, like, this is someone who's single, like, they're trying to make up for the lack of your energy by connecting with someone in a sexual way. And I'm not trying to be gross here, but it's like, they're trying to, like, this is a supply replacement. That's what this feels like. They're trying to find another supply, and they're trying to get in with someone on a sexual level so that they don't run, because they need that additional supply, because you cut off a lot of that energy to them, and they don't know what to do. And so now they're just mad. Like, this is somebody who's mad. There's a lot of anger in this reading. A lot of anger. Ugh. Okay. I don't like this. This is crazy. Some people, though. I mean, I wish I could sit here and tell you everybody has light and love, and you guys have heard me say it before. I wish everybody had light and love for everyone else, and wouldn't it be such a different world if we did? But there are really people out there who really, really, really have issues with people who are doing their best to live their best life. You know, we have Capricorn energy again. So again, confirmation that this could absolutely be a Capricorn. You could be a Capricorn or have very Capricorn highly aspect in your chart. We have ambition, realism, and methodical steps. Yeah, you're very ambitious, and this person doesn't like that. I feel like this is someone who is illusional ambitious, or delusional would probably be the better word. Delusionally ambitious. Like they're like, oh, I do everything that I need to go to the next level, but I feel like they oftentimes have really great opportunities stripped away from them because they're not as good as they think they are. Yeah, 11th house, Uranus energy too. Friends, like-minded groups, and humanitarian beliefs. Like, I feel like you're beginning to connect with people who see eye to eye with you. And this is also irritating this person a lot because now they're like, well, when you were alone, or when you felt lonely, I should say, when you felt lonely, it was easier to manipulate you, and now they can't because there's a lot of people who are benefiting from you being you. And there's a lot of people who see the value in you being you, and they don't. And so it's like, of course you're going to go towards the people who see value in you because they make you feel better. I feel like it's like you've dealt with this for so much, and they're just getting mad because they can't control you anymore. And that's because, yeah, you've gotten angelic support from this. We've got trine, angelic support, harmony, and perfect flow. This was meant to happen, though. Like, this was a part of your journey, even though it's frustrating, right? Like, you never wish anybody to go through that. It was a part of your journey for whatever reason it was. And whether that's for purpose or not, you know, good things happen to bad people. Bad things happen to good people. Sometimes it's just, we have to accept it as it is. It's something that happened in life, and it taught you how to love yourself. And I think that's really hard for those of us that love so deeply, is like, you know, we're always looking for someone that's going to love us back the way that we love, but sometimes we're just brought here to bring in unconditional love, and we may never get the love that we give in our lives, and it's sad. I mean, it really is. It's just sad, and it's heartbreaking to think about, but the purpose that we serve is to bring unconditional love, and how special is that? You know, like, of course we want someone to love us back as deeply as we love them, but at the end of the day, if our purpose is to bring unconditional love, that's kind of cool too, because it's like, wow, like I was so loved by source. Like, not that we're loved more or anything like that, but like I was given an important task, an important mission to share this unconditional love with the world because of people like this. Right? And so there's like that feeling of fulfillment that comes with that, even though it's difficult, and even though it's challenging, but also how much and how deeply you love that you're able to let go. You know, not everybody can let go, and it feels like you are, and you're doing your best to let go. Look at this. We have number 10 here on the bottom, with treasure your loved ones. It is important to love others deeply. I didn't even know this was on the bottom of the deck, and here I am talking about what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh. I had it held against my chest, so like this. I had it pushed up against my chest while I was talking because I was just looking out in the window over here, and it's just, that's so powerful. Like, it's, you're treasuring people, right? And even at one point I feel like you treasured them, but they feel like they're owed that, but they never respected it. And you know, it's like, you don't owe anybody anything. No matter the role they play in your life, like, there's no law that says, oh, you can treat me like crap and I still have to love you the way that I loved you back when I didn't know any better. Like, it's not how this works, right? I could still love you, but from a distance. See you later, alligator. Sayonara, right? Mimic chest. Let's talk about this. What seems vulnerable may hide danger, and images in your daily life serve as a reminder to guard against mimic chest. Beware of too good to be true offers, and guard your heart against illusions of wealth. Yeah, I feel like this person has always painted some sort of illusion to you. Like, we have 62, which is 8, this karmic cycle. This person painted a really beautiful story that you may have believed at one point in time. And then things played out. And it was like, oh, well, you know, like, that's a great idea. I love that you think that way, but we're also dealing with you. And so it's probably not going to go very far. We got happy endings, question mark. Feel skeptical of happy endings and distrust fairy tale promises. Believes reality is far from the fairy tale and feels disillusioned. Look, didn't I say that? They're now I can't even say what I was trying to say. They're delusionally ambitious, and I said that earlier. Question the promise that seemed too perfect. And that's going back in hand with the mimic check. I feel like this person's just broken too many promises to you. We've got what? Walls closing in. Removing the walls built by cultural differences, sexual orientation, or other divides that once seemed unbreakable. There is no more space for denial, only for resolution. And it came out sideways, so I'm going to read the bottom one. It says, your backgrounds may be worlds apart, but our hearts remain aligned, breaking the walls that try to keep us apart. Even when the world sees walls, we find a way to stay united. Choose love over division. And I feel like that's what you're doing by choosing like-minded friends and creating your own spiritual family. On the bottom, we have gossip. Wow, I can't make this stuff up. I realize there's something between us, but the rumors feel overwhelming. The damage is done, not by what was said, but what was left unsaid. And I'm going to read the top of this one. It says, unfounded allegations, damage reputations, and trust. Whispers of gossip cause confusion and spread misinformation. So that confirmation, this person's been spreading whatever it is that they felt like they needed to spread about you for whatever reason. Right? There's never any reason for gossip, but some people, they just really love to partake in it. I feel like we're all guilty of it at some point. Then we realize, like, this just isn't really going anywhere for me. We're humans. We're gonna do human things. Ignore. Yeah, I feel like this person gives you the silent treatment when they're not getting what they want. Threat. Yeah, okay. Exactly what I was feeling. With gratitude, appreciate, thank you, and cherish. So you're just in a very grateful place. Like, even if this person helped you, I feel like you're still grateful that they helped you. There's no reason to be angry about that. It's like, no, you actually did help me, but it's not quite the way that they paint it for everyone else, and you're aware of that. We have reflection, confession, prayer, and repentance. I feel like you're definitely reflecting on the things that have happened up until now. We have ignore with focus, detox, and overlook. This person does give you the silent treatment when they're not getting what they want from you. Courage, bravery, adventure, fatal, and brilliant. And that has put you in this place of having true courage to move forward. But look, we've got threat coming out. Feud, natural enemy, deadly threat. Yeah, they see you as a threat. They see you as someone who could totally destroy whatever empire they think that they've built. And I say that they think that they built because they have not built anything. This is someone who literally struggles in day-to-day life. Look, I cannot make this up. We have 929 flying out. Walk away. Release, let go, new beginnings, self-respect, moving on, and freedom. Let go of people and situations that no longer support your spiritual growth. You deserve love and respect. It is your right to seek environments that honor your well-being. What aspects of my life or relationships are no longer serving my highest good? How can I start moving away from these influences? Identify one relationship or situation that is holding you back and make a plan to gradually distance yourself from it. Focus on surrounding yourself with people and experiences that uplift and support you. Yes. Okay. So it's important for you to come into this place of being uplifted and supported and held and, you know, going towards people who see your value. On the bottom, we've got 1010, embrace the journey. It's part of the journey. Trust, opportunities, progress, happiness, and alignment. Whether it has purpose or not that this person came into your life, it's a part of the journey. And so it's not about like, why did this happen to me? It's about what can I do to better myself? What can I do to become more aligned with myself, right? Like, if I can't change the situation, how can I change myself? And wow, I guess you're going to get, okay, they want that one for sure. I'm going to put these on the bottom and we'll take a look at them, but they want this one for sure. Hoity-toity. Champagne taste on a beer budget. Arrogant and pretentious. That is, yeah, that is exactly. We have empty. The truth is that you simply don't feel fulfilled. It's worth the wait to find true happiness. Yeah, and I feel like they feel like they make you feel empty. When you're around them, you could get sick physically from them. Like I was saying, I'm feeling it in my stomach, so they could actually make you physically sick. They could make you feel, you know, like your neck hurting too. Like that's what I was getting, not being able to speak your truth or feeling like you have to walk on eggshells with this person. That's not a healthy situation. All right, let's see. What else, Source? How does this person truly feel? Yeah, magnetic attraction, alluring, lust, irresistible, and flirting. So if this is someone who you had a relationship with before, like a romantic interest, they're lusting after you, and they feel like you're very irresistible, and they don't want to leave that, but they also don't want to give you what you need in the situation. This is someone who just wants to be physically fulfilled, and we saw that with the Page of Wands coming out in the reverse. We have between the lines, hidden meaning, vague, speculate, and implicit. Yeah, so there's a lot of hidden things in this situation. This is what I would call a situationship. This is not a connection. This is just a situationship. It served its purpose for what it was, and now it's just like time to move on. Okay, yeah, I feel like this person, like, when you leave, this person comes in, like, trying to bring you back with messages of love and trying to make you feel like you're the only person in the world. And maybe that worked before, but it's not working anymore. We have love call, expressing love, messages of love, thinking of you and informing you. But I don't feel like any of this is sincere. Mirroring each other. Self-reflection. We had the reflection card too from another deck. Introspection and inner wounds. So you both are mirroring wounds to each other, right? And you're learning how to heal from those wounds, which is powerful, but not easy, right? It's simple, but that doesn't make it easy. Let's get some romance angel cards here. What else would you like to say, Source? Thank you. What else would you like to say? Okay, thank you. On the bottom, we have stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Yes, so stay optimistic. Things are going to work out for you. It might just be with someone else, and that's okay. I feel like it would be better if it were with someone else, but you have to make that choice for yourself, okay? So we've got, look, romance. Lavish the one you love with personal attention and affection. Yeah, I feel like this person gets really lovey-dovey when they feel like your energy is about to disconnect. But I feel like with this ignore card here, it's just time for you to really focus on yourself. Like, let this person feel it. They deserve to feel it. And it's like, it's not about like an eye for an eye. That's not what it is. It's just that they didn't respect you, and they don't deserve to have you like that in their life. They just don't. New beginning. Pressing life's reset button and setting new intentions. Gaining fresh perspectives and seeing the world anew. Embracing new beginnings and letting go of the past. Yes. So it's time to start again. Shadow aspect. Conquest. Wow. Just another notch in the headboard or the real deal? Actions speak the loudest. Actions will always speak louder than words. And I feel like this is just a direct message from Source saying, like, look at their actions. Have they been real with you, or have they been in a place of wearing a mask? You know, like, that's it. Just look at how they've treated you this whole time. And if this reading is any indication, it has not been good. Addiction, toxic attachment. There we go. Boom. Drugs, alcohol, obsession. Not healthy. Anxiety, stress, depression, panic attacks, and restless. Yeah, so this person definitely feels a lot of things. I feel like they put you in a lot of anxiety before, and they like having you in that anxiety so that they can feel like they're in control. But, you know, you're growing, and that's no longer bothering you the way that it used to because you're facing yourself. Excuse me. And that's going to help you move on. Self-indulgence. Self-worth and value, time to heal, shadow work, and self-appreciation. So loving yourself. Shock, sudden change, shocking news. Wow, it just falls out of my hand. Surprise and epiphany and transformation. Yeah, I feel like this is a shock to them. You healing. They never thought that you would. Like, they always thought that you were going to be, like, under their thumb. Look at that. Free yourself. It is time to take back control of your life. You're the only one that can set yourself free from this cage, right? No one else can do that for you. This person can't. I can't. You know, no one in your life can. You have to choose to free yourself from this situation. Wedding. the situation involves a marriage. So showing that this could be a marriage that you're in right now, someone that you were married to. Again, marriage could also put up, like, this is a mother and father situation. This is how they're treating you. You know, whatever it is, take it as it resonates. But that's what it really feels like here. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So I do feel like you're calling in true love here, okay? I really do feel like that's a part of your journey. But you have to free yourself from this idea and let yourself be who you're meant to be in order to call that in so that you have space for it. Because right now it doesn't feel like you have space for it. But let's see what your card says. I'm going to read this from the book. It says, wow, the Sacred Fool. This is such a powerful card. This card, the Sacred Fool, like playing you like a puppet. That's this energy that's coming in here. Okay, let's see. This is a number 40 card. The Fool is a great rebel, able to thwart convention and tell the truth without restraint. Your heart is a wonderful, powerful, sacred fool. It cares not for the right way to do things. It cares not for what the mind says is real and not real. It lives according to an inner wisdom that cannot be dictated or controlled by anything. It loves, it lives, and it is what it is. This oracle heralds a time now or imminent when you will feel inspired, alive, and passionate for what you can offer to the world. It says to you, don't try to be appropriate. Don't try to be socially acceptable. Don't worry about what others may think about what you are doing. Just be. If you want to wear a mad hat whilst doing so, fine. The Sacred Fool in you is willing to leave behind what has been because it no longer feels right to stay attached to it. The Sacred Fool in you trusts life completely. It would never occur to this part of you to try and outsmart life or resist its flow. It recognizes that the mind is a monkey puppet on strings. More often than not, it is cajoled into fear when it could be playfully dwelling in radical spontaneity of life. So the Sacred Fool in you urges your mind to let itself be pulled into the joy by your heart strings, not into fear and doubt by controlling the machines of mass media. This oracle brings you a message. It's time for you to play. It's time for you to let life happen in a completely unreserved, unscripted way. The more bizarre, left field, unexpected, and apparently ridiculous, the better. This might not feel safe or appropriate at first. That is okay. This is good, actually. It's a sign that you're breaking with your own self-imposed conventions. It is time to move beyond them now because a bigger life adventure is calling you. This is wonderful news. It is the desire of life to operate more radically through you so that you will become the conduit through which miracles and crazy wild synchronicity can occur. You are becoming more electric. You are more plugged into the apparent randomness of life. Apparent because there's a refined intelligence behind it all. The Sacred Fool goes with this without having to understand any of it, which is good. Trying to access even one glimpse of life's unfathomable genius would probably make one's head explode. As you take this journey, you may find that people around you are challenged. You might unintentionally cause them to rethink the way they live their lives. They may question whether the way they are living is the only way for them or even the best way. At first, they may react rather than take responsibility. The Sacred Fool in you doesn't engage with this. It is what it is, and it rises and falls as it will. It doesn't stop you from your merry dance of unconventional being. I love that. Don't be afraid to be the fool. The Sacred Fool here. Let yourself be seen. Let yourself be heard. Let yourself express yourself right now. Okay? I love this reading. I know it was really difficult, but it really does have a beautiful message for you, pile number 2. If you do feel like this is your message, I do believe there's a jester emoji. So leave the little jester emoji down below and say, I let the Sacred Fool dance unconventionally through my heart, my feet, and my life. And I choose to break away from the conventions and the norm and let myself shine. And if it resonated, it would mean so much to me for you to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find everything you need in the description box, including how to reach me for a personal reading, as well as how to join as a member here on the channel. With that, I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, my spirit guides, for all coming together to give us this very powerful message. And until next time, pile number 2. First, here's a gigantic hug for you because I feel like you need it. You're an amazing individual. Never forget that, okay? But until next time, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this grape agate, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on how do they truly feel about you. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time in this space with you. And for anybody that is new here, welcome. This is a reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Should these messages happen to resonate with you, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and hop to it. I do just quickly want to mention that this may include non-romantic interests as well. So this could be friends, family, coworkers, whatever coming in, but it could also include romantic interests. So keeping an open mind as we run into this reading. So source, how does this person truly feel about pile number 3? Source, how does this person truly feel about pile number 3? What would you like to share with us today? How do they truly feel about pile number 3? Okay, so of course, we've got the 3rd house, we've got Mercury energy, and we've got Libra. I do just have to mention this could be the twin flame pile, okay? If you don't resonate with twin flame, that's fine. Then this is just someone you've known for a really long time. But I really feel like this does have to do with those of you that have a twin flame, okay? They feel like you're charming, and that you're very level-headed, and that you're very wise. And having to do with the way that you communicate. The way that you communicate leaves them speechless. Like, it's just like, wow, I can't believe you're so elegant. Like, you're so articulate. You know exactly how you want to talk. You know what you want to share. And they're just in love with you. Like, really they are, right? Like, they really do love you. They really do see you as someone who is fair and balanced and non-judgmental. Like, you really embodying this communication style of love and unconditional love. And so when they get a chance to see you speak, if they don't, then it's maybe something that you're saying on social media or online, like the way that you're talking to people online. Like, you're not over here trying to make people feel bad. Like, you're trying to help everybody feel included in whatever it is that you're sharing, the wisdom you're sharing, or the knowledge that you're sharing, or what it is that you're talking about. You're like acknowledging that everybody has a right to feel how they feel. And that is something that's really powerful for them. They really, really think that sticks out. like they love that you're different than everyone, right? They love that you think differently than everyone. And they love that you're able to convey what it is that you're feeling on the inside, where maybe at a time that you weren't able to. And they're excited because they see you growing. And so they want to say something to you, but I do feel like they're still in a sense of, they're in a place of resistance right now, and that's okay, right? We're not trying to force them to come forward. We're not trying to like, well, I'm owed this relationship or anything like that. Like, they're still a human. They're still got their own journey to worry about, but they definitely do keep an eye on you. They're definitely watching you, and they are cheering you on from behind the scenes. Like, I see this cheerleader just like, yeah, pile 3, yeah, pile 3. Oh, it's cute. That's really cute. Like, they're just really excited about you and how far you've come. That they love that you're so fair. Like, I think that's the main thing that's coming through here, is that they really, really love that you are you see both sides of the story. Like, even people who've hurt you, like, you still see their side. Like, you're not like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that they hurt me. Like, how dare they hurt me? Like, they're so stupid and this, that. Like, you're like, no, like, I understand that they were going through their own trauma and we ended up triggering each other. And there's no need to hold on to that. And they're just like, whoa, wow. They're just so enamored by you. It's actually really cute energy coming in. Aww. Oh, boo. You know, like, oh, boo. Like, what are you so cute for? That's what it feels like. They really are cute. I feel like they're very giddy. Anytime anybody mentions you, like, they do their best. Like, so I don't know why, but they're showing me, like, anime. I don't know if you watch anime or not. Maybe you do, or maybe they do. But, you know, like, when they get, like, embarrassed on anime and their face turns red and they cover their face with their hand and they look away or they turn all the way around, but you can still see that they're blushing, and you know, they try to hide it from whoever they're blushing at or whoever made them blush. Like, that's what I feel like. Like, they're just like, someone mentions your name and that's how they are. They like turn around so that they can't see that they're blushing when someone mentioned you. Like, someone mentioned pile 3. Like, oh, and they think about all the cool things that you're doing, and they're just really excited for you. I feel like even if they can't be with you in this lifetime, you know, like, they just want to be cheering you on, and they want to know that you're going the distance and that things are working out for you. Like, I feel like they'd be really sad if one day you just disappeared from social media and they couldn't follow you anymore. Like, that would just really, really make them feel sad. So let's see what else comes through. How do they truly feel about pile 3, source? Thank you. All right. How do they truly feel about pile number 3, source? What else would you like to say here? All right. Thank you. Let me straighten these out. Okay, on the bottom of the deck, yeah, we've got the 8 of Wands in the reverse. That's what I was saying. Like, I feel like that's their biggest fear, is not knowing, like, if you're okay or what's going on with you. It's like, and they wouldn't know how to connect with you, right? Like, even right now, like, you're probably like, well, they could just send me a DM, you know, they could just send me a chat, like, it'd be fine, but they don't see it that way. Like, they don't see it as, like, they've got an in your life right now because, you know, maybe they've been MIA for a while. And so there's that fear, like, oh my gosh, if pile number 3 just disappears, what do I do? What would I say? Like, who would I go and talk to? Because I feel like maybe you don't know the same people that you used to, or, you know, like, maybe if you shared friends, like, you don't share friends anymore. And it's like they don't really have a way to just find out if you're okay. And maybe you did disappear from all social media and went into hermit mode for a while, and they were so scared. They were so scared because they thought something really bad had happened. Like, they knew you were still around, but they still, you know, like, that fear was just really overtaking them. So they really, like, they worry about you in a cute way. Like, you know, like, they want to make sure that you're safe, that you're protected, and that nothing is bad. And, you know, like, I feel like that's just something that they genuinely do. Like, they care about the people they care about, and they want to make sure that they're okay, but they have such deep feelings for you that it's overwhelming when you're not around. Like, they're just like, oh my gosh, what happened to pile 3? Like, who can I go and talk to? Like, they're over there praying to source. They're like, please, source, just please give me a sign that they're okay. Just let me know that they're okay. And then maybe you show up in a dream and they're like, okay, I know they're okay. They're in my dreams. Like, they told me they were okay. Or, like, they came to me in my dreams. Like, that's a good sign. I know they're okay. Like, they freak out when you disappear, and it scares them. Oh, yeah, we have the 6 of Swords in the reverse. The 5 of Cups in the reverse, and the 4 of Swords in the reverse. Poor thing. Like, it's all I can say. This person, that's the only thing that they feel like they have a right to, is to be nosy on your social media, or on, you know, whatever place you network at, Snapchat or TikTok or Insta or Facebook or whatever, you know, like, it could be LinkedIn, it could be YouTube, it could be anything. And they feel like that's their only place that they belong, that they're welcome. And I feel like it's because they were really stuck in a bad situation. Like, maybe you told them how you felt at one point, and they were stuck in a situation that they didn't have the ability to reciprocate how you felt, like, and they couldn't even tell you what was going on because it was just so crazy. There's just so many things that were going on. And now they, like, if I just came forward and said to pile 3, like, I'm sorry, you know, but I do love you, like, they feel like you would reject them because you have every right to, right? Like, they're not mad at you. Like, even if you're mad at them, like, they could never be mad at you. Like, they just don't feel that way about you at all. They're just, that's why I feel like they freak out if you disappear because now they have no means of communication, no means of contact. Yeah, and Source is always helping them. Look at this with the 3 of Swords here. This is divine intervention. And so Source is always, like, trying to help them remember that, you know, you're okay, that you're doing what you need to be doing. But and that helps them regain balance. Oh, like Source, like, because they don't want anything unfair to happen to you. Like, this is so cute. Like, it really is cute. It's just a genuine energy coming in. They just want to make sure you're okay. And I heard someone say, well, I'd be okay if they came to me. Hold on. Someone's really upset here, and I understand that. I understand when our person doesn't come to us and when they don't show us the same love, or we think that they don't love us the same way that we love them, you know, it gives us this very unsure feeling. But knowing that that trigger is also an opportunity for us to heal and to invite in more unconditional love, right? Like, recognizing that they really had a lot going on and they thought they were protecting you. And I know that that might not sound like it's, you know, well, it should be my right to decide whether or not they're protecting me, right? But I feel like in this, it's like they did what they knew how, with what information they had, in the best way that they could possibly think of. And while they're regretting it too, they also know that, like, they would never want to burden you with this baggage, okay? So whoever this person is, this could be a lifelong friend, it could be your twin, it could be anybody, okay? Like, but they just don't want to burden you with this baggage that they have that is weighing on them. Like, it's 4, 5, and 6, but it's 6, 5, 4. It's like they always feel like, and then we had even the 3 of Swords here, right? They feel like they're always moving backwards. They don't feel like they're making progress, and they see you making so much progress, and they would never ever want to get in the way of that. And I know for some of you that this connection probably has gotten in the way of you making forward progress because it's so unexplainable. And there's so much going on. But we have to detach ourselves from the want of a relationship, or maybe I should say the need of the relationship with them. Because the need is what keeps us in a place of feeling lack. Okay, like, I need to have this relationship basically says to Source, well, I don't have it, so get on your crap and do it. And it puts us in a mindset of lack. And so saying it's like, I want this relationship, but I'm also okay if I don't get it. Okay? I feel like somebody just needs that reminder. They need to hear that. But there is this energy that's coming through where they really do care about you. And so they feel really bad for being an online stalker. Like, they really do. They wish they could just talk to you. Like, I feel like you guys have had some really great conversations in the past. And they miss those as much as you do. They miss having that ability to just say, hey, this is what's going on. Like, what's going on with you? This could be a Scorpio, an Aquarius, a Libra. This could be a Gemini, a Virgo, also Sagittarius. This could be someone who has the 5th house in Scorpio, the 5th house in Libra, someone who has the 8th house in Sagittarius or in Gemini. This could be someone who also has the 6th house and Neptune placements, I'm hearing. So I don't know why that's coming through, but we're just going to go roll with it, right? They recognize that this is a higher connection, but all of this is them being in their head and them not being sure of their feelings right now. Like, not being sure of, like if I came through and I said, I'm sorry, like, what would pile 3 do? Like, they have every right to deny me entrance into their life. because of the things I did. And so they definitely do regret some of the things that they've done. They also feel like they chose somebody, or they, you know, not that maybe they did put you in a third party situation, but there's this feeling coming through like they chose somebody that you were very clear was a toxic connection for them, but they were blinded by something behind the scenes, that maybe this person made promises to them, or maybe this person was, you know, just wasn't who they seemed to be. And you picked up on it right away, and they wish that they had listened to you. And I don't feel like you actually said anything to them. I feel like it came from your actions. So like maybe they mentioned this person's name to you and you immediately stiffened up, or like this person came up to you and you were in an outing with them and you walked away. Like you didn't even stick around to say hello. Like there's some sort of action that you did that this person was so shocked by, because they never thought that you would do something like that. But now there's this energy of regret. Like I wish I had listened to pile 3, because pile 3 like knew way before I even knew that this person wasn't who they said they were. And part of that's because I feel like emotionally you weren't involved in it quite like they were. It feels like a friend. It feels like someone they networked with, like a business partner, a friend. This does not feel like another love connection. It could have been a love connection, but this really feels like someone that was more like on a friendship basis with them. Like they built something together, and they were really going towards gold here. We were going for gold, and it seems like everything fell apart at the seams, and it was really frustrating for them. And I feel like for them to come through and say, like, I wish I had listened to you, when they never even acknowledged that you did that when it happened, because I don't feel like there was any acknowledgement. Like, I feel like it was just something that played out, and that suddenly, like, you were just like, well, okay, so I don't want to be a part of that, because, you know, but maybe with respect to who they were, you never said that. You just kind of tapered off, like communication tapered off, or they tapered off. I just feel a lot of regret here. Like there's a lot of regret coming in. Like I wish I had. And they know they can't. And so now they just feel like, well, I just live in my regret, but I love pile number 3, and I'm just going to, you know, maybe I can't come into their life and be a part of their life, but I can darn sure cheer them on from the sidelines and be their biggest fan. And I really do feel like they are. I feel like people probably get sick and tired of them talking about you. like people are like, will you please just shut up about pile number 3? And they're like, I don't know why you guys are so upset. Like, don't you see the amazing things that pile 3 is doing? Like, can't you see how much they've grown? And they're like, we've heard it all. They're like, you guys are just being crazy. Like, I'm going to keep talking about them. And they never stop talking about you. But I do feel like their friends and their family are just like, oh my gosh, do something. And I feel like there's people in their life that are telling them, like, would you just go talk to them already? Like, please, and leave us out of it. And like, I'm laughing because it's just like, they just don't feel like they have that. They don't feel like they have that in with you anymore. Okay, wow. Let's see what we've got here. The 4th house. Yeah, talking to family and friends, right? Cultural and family roots, home, peace, and comfort. Yeah, you feel like peace to them. And they didn't really pay attention to that before. Maybe they thought that you were like, you know, what is it? As they come, a dime as they come. I don't know why I'm hearing that. That's a weird saying, isn't it? A dime as they come. Is that the right saying? I think it is. A dime as they come. Like you're a drop in a penny. Like a drop in pennies. Like you. There's many of you out there, and it's not that they were trying to compare you to everyone else. Like, so I know that doesn't really feel good, but they thought that you weren't the only person like who you are. And I feel like that's a big place where the regret comes from, is because they definitely took that for granted. And they've never found another person like you in all this time, and they're just like, wow. And I feel like that's another reason why they're cheering you on. It's like, in some way, they're trying to make up for the way that they treated you. And I know it's like, well, yeah, so why don't they just come through and say sorry? They just don't feel like they have place to. Pisces, yeah, you could be a Pisces, they could be a Pisces. Intimacy, intuition, and compassion. I mean, they have nothing but love for you. My steam pot is gonna release some steam real quick. It does this little dance. Okay, I don't know if you heard that, but it beeps. It does this little song. It's like boop 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 boop, and then it releases, and so it's kind of funny. But yeah, I feel like that's just it. Like, they don't want to make a lot of noise, and they don't want to. Like, they don't want to uproot you from where you've gone. Like, we have Cancer, Pisces, or Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces energy here. Right? So they could be a water sign, or you could be, or you both could be. Yeah, House 9, spiritual growth. And they're doing their best to try to grow. But they really love how far you've come. And I feel like you're a huge inspiration to them on their own journey. They just feel regretful about everything, though. Like, honestly, that's how they truly feel. Is like the regret is just kind of overwhelming here. We've got be supportive. Exactly. Make a genuine effort to show you care. If I can't be a part of pile number 3's life, I am going to be their biggest cheerleader. If they ever sell a book, I'm going to buy their first book. If they ever make a CD, I'm going to buy their first CD. If they ever go to a concert and perform at a concert, I'm going to be the first row and buy the most expensive seat there is. Like, this is exactly how they feel about it. Like, they're going to be your biggest supporter. And they still feel bad. Like, they feel really bad about the way things played out. But this is like all they know how to do. How does this person truly feel about... Wow. No. Can I get a what? We got the twin flame card flying into the screen. Just bursting out of the deck. Okay. I cannot make this stuff up. I can't. Okay, before I even talk about that one, let me get one more. What does this person truly feel about pile number 3 source? Yeah, okay. All right, so this one came out too. Let's talk about this in just a second here. All right, rejection, right? We build walls to protect ourselves, but instead we isolate what could have been a lasting bond. Afraid to face the vulnerability that comes with love, we find it easier to stay apart. That's where they're at. That's where they're at. That's just easier to stay apart. Like, how do I tell pile number 3 where I'm at? Because we've been apart for so long. Like, it would just kind of be weird. They feel like they'd be out of place if they just dropped in on you right now all of a sudden. And I feel like most of you pile 3 would be like, just do it. Just do it. Hello, just do it. But you got to understand too, kind of put the shoe on the other foot, right? Like, imagine if you hadn't talked to somebody for as long as they haven't talked to you, and you just showed up and were like, hey, I love you with all of my heart. Like, it would kind of feel weird, right? Like, it just kind of feel weird. And that's where they're at. Like, and we know that's society, but we have to also look at those aspects, right? Because even though we're trying to break away from societal construct, like, they still do play a huge part in all of our lives. And we're doing our best to let go. So we have number 23 with twin flames, souls maturing separately to bring deeper wisdom upon reunion. Growing in parallel dimensions, destined to intersect again. Evolving separately and becoming whole individually. There you go. Like you both are on your own right now. Wow, I have the hiccups right now. So that you can become who you're meant to become. And then when you intersect again, or when you cross paths again, like, things are going to happen. And I feel like that's exactly how they feel. Like, they've run into you so many times in random places, or so many random things have brought you guys together. And that's what I feel like they're telling Source, like, right now. They're like, Source, you know, if we're meant to be together, will you please make sure our paths cross again? Because I have a feeling in my heart of hearts that I'm meant to be with pile 3, but they won't come forward until you guys intersect paths again. Like, that's when they're gonna say, because they're gonna see you and they're gonna like rush in and be like, hey, pile 3, like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I see you. Like, I could never stop thinking about you. You've come so far. Like, I feel like they're gonna just rush in and let all of their emotions come out. Look at this. Condemnation. Public scrutiny causes you to question your worth and motives. Facing public opinion challenges your resilience and resolve. Yeah, they just definitely feel like there's a lot of people that have judged them right now. And I feel like that's the other thing too. They've talked about you so much and they've been judged for liking you so much and not making a move towards you. Or even like maybe people are condemning them because they like you, and that doesn't feel good for them. And I know it doesn't matter, but it's just something that's really playing a part to them. Maybe it's someone they really, really, respect, or they really feel like, this person's opinion really matters to me. And it's just someone who maybe thinks that they have this person's best interests at heart, but they really might not, I mean, they say the highway to hell is paved with the best of intentions. And sometimes we don't look at it that way. We just really want this person's approval. I don't know why my phone keeps tripping out. Like, okay, my apologies. I accidentally closed the camera when I was trying to figure out what was going on with my phone because it just kept zzz, zzz, zzz. I mean, I'm sure you can hear it. I was just crazy. It was just one right after the other. And the funny thing is nothing came in. Like, I got the camera closed. I was like, oh no. And I checked my phone and nothing came in. Like, there was nothing there. Like, okay, let's just be real. So I just feel like it's just his energy or her energy coming in, or their energy coming in right now, right? So we do have judge on the bottom here, balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. And then we have the shadow is offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal or criminal authority. Yeah, so I feel like they've been around really, really, really judgmental people, and they don't want to subject you to that. That they really feel like you're very special, and that you deserve, like, if it's not them that you deserve to have somebody that's going to be there for you first and foremost, and not put other people or other situations above you. Right? Yeah. One more source. Okay. Generous. Give with an open heart. Offer without expectation and unconditional love. Yeah, they love you unconditionally. Like, even if you were to call them the worst names in the book, like, they would never, ever blame you for that. They would always just be, like, right there willing to take it. They'd be like, okay, like, you have a right to call me that. You have a right to be like that with me. I understand. Like, I'm never going to hate you. That's what I hear. Like, there's nothing you could do to ever make me hate you. Like, even if you tell them all the truths in the book, like, and tell them, like, you left me hanging and you hurt my heart and I couldn't believe you did that. Like, they would just literally, like, I see someone taking their hat off their head and just putting their head down and taking it. Because they could just never hate you. Like, there's nothing you could do wrong. We have determination, go all out, struggle desperately in belief in victory. Yeah, so they do believe that you'll come back around to each other here, even if it seems like it's at all odds against the nature of things. Like, they know because you're everything they've ever wanted. We have the bell. Call, warn, wake up, and signal. Yeah. So you definitely feel like they are getting signals that you are the person that's meant to be in their life. Dinner smells so good. Okay. Whoa, 4, organization. It says focus, discipline, clarity, structure, empowerment, problem solving. Stay focused on your life journey. Your angels want you free from distractions. Good organization empowers you to isolate and overcome the difficulties you've been facing. What steps can I take to better organize my life and stay focused on what truly matters? Today, set aside time to organize your thoughts, plans, or environment, allowing yourself to tackle challenges with clarity and purpose. Yeah, so right now, like, your angels are definitely putting you in a position where you don't have distractions. And I do feel like they would be a distraction right now because you're working on something huge, right? And they also feel that. Like, they definitely feel that energy. 444 might follow you around a lot. And then we've got 2121, energetic balance, balance, harmony, progress, alignment, dreams, and favor. So you're coming into energetic balance with them. It's just a process. Like, this is a process of the journey. And, you know, we have to remember that it's not about the connection. It's about what we're here to do, the mission, connecting with source, reinventing ourselves, or more or less, it's like, I'm saying reinventing ourselves, but it's more like uncovering the truth of ourselves and expressing that in this world. It's never been about the connection, and so many people make it about the connection that we're losing sight of the beauty that the struggles this connection brings for us, because it reminds us to love ourselves, and it reminds us to develop our spiritual connection, and it reminds us to really hone in on what it is that we want to do in our lives. Crushed. You are hurting emotionally right now. You need time to heal before you jump in again. And I feel like you both feel this way. Crushed. And it's like, they know the part that they played, and I feel like you also know the part that you played, and there's just, right now, there's no healing that because of focusing on the relationship, right? There's healing it that comes from understanding it's for me to really get organized and move forward without distractions. So I can't make this up. Fated meeting flew out of the deck. All right, they want me to talk about it. It just flew out. We have meant to be, destiny, predetermined, encounter. This is how they feel. Like, this is what they truly feel. They feel like you guys were fated to meet. Like, no matter what happens in the future, they know that you're going to meet again. And they hope that things turn out for you. They hope that everything comes together. But, you know, they know that maybe you could move on, or maybe they might move on. I mean, they don't feel that way now, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen, right? Nothing is set in stone, and they're aware of that. But if they meet you again, no matter where you're at in your life, they will be a part of your life. They'll be a friend. They'll be a support system. They will be a part of your journey, because that's how much they love you. Signs and synchronicities. Coincidence. Signal, hint, message from the universe. Yeah, they're definitely getting signs about you. I feel like they see your name everywhere. I feel like, you know, if you wear a certain type of perfume, they smell it. Like, there's a lot of different energies here. Maybe your favorite song is always playing on the radio, or a song that you two shared together is always playing on the radio. Whoa, okay. What is it? It's like one of those things, like if you shared a favorite song with them, like, it's suddenly always playing. It doesn't matter what channel they go to, like, it's on every channel. Like, it's crazy synchronicities sometimes. All right, what else, source? Ship, yeah, cutting ties, moving on, receive what you need, progression, and arriving. Yeah, so this is just, I feel like your angel's coming in reminding you, like, don't be so attached. Like, it's beautiful that they feel this way, but don't be so attached to it. You know, like, you have a whole ocean to go and explore, but if you don't cut the anchor, you're never going to explore it. Right? And so they want you to go exploring. They want you to go and experience what you're meant to experience right now. And know that things are going to work out for you. And always keep that hope in mind. But don't be so attached to the relationship. Like, I keep coming back to that energy. We get so attached to the twin flame energy because we're like, oh, this perfect relationship. But it's not about the relationship. It's about what it brings to this realm and through us. And sometimes that's hard because, like I said, so many people are focused solely on the relationship. And, you know, there's a lot more to it than just the relationship itself. Blowing kiss, unconditional love again. Giving and receiving, fairness and love, affection returned. If you're wondering if this person loves you the same, we have 2 cards from 2 decks that say unconditional love. Like, they love you. They love you with their whole being, their whole heart. Like, they may have left you in a place where you questioned yourself, but while that was never their intention, they always have deep love for you. Like, they always want to see you do, like I said, like, if you just disappeared one day, like, it would just, they would just not know what to do with themselves. Like, and I mean, it's okay if you disappear for a couple of days, or even if you're gone for a couple of weeks, or even a month or 2. But, like, if you disappeared for, like, more than 6 months or like a year or something like that on social media, like they would probably lose themselves. Look, exactly. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. I can't make this stuff up. All right, what do we got going on here? Yeah, number 11, look to your inner strength. You're stronger than you realize. So 11 showing that this is a spiritual connection, yes, but also reminding ourselves that we're so much stronger than just the relationship side of things, okay? Trump card, hidden riches and revealing them only to the worthy. Reserved power and using it strategically when needed. Your power lies in patience and use it wisely to surprise when least expected. And number 55, so they see you doing amazing things and they know that you're building generational wealth. They know that you're growing beyond what was ever possible before, and they see that and they're cheering you on at every step of the way. New beginning, pressing life's reset button and setting new intentions, gaining fresh perspective and seeing the world anew, right? That ship energy, embracing new beginnings and letting go of the past. And they don't want you to hold on to them either. Like, I feel like this is them coming in like, I know how much we love each other. I know how much we care about each other, but they want you to succeed in all areas of your life, even if that means marrying someone else, which I already hear. I feel a cringe from somebody coming in like, don't say that. But this is somebody who, no matter what happens in life, they want nothing but the best for you, even if that means it's not them. And they're okay with that, right? They're okay with that. Would it hurt? Yes, but they would never, ever come and be like, I can't believe you didn't come to me. I can't believe you didn't give me everything. Like that's not anything that they would ever do. They would, even if you invited them to your wedding, like they would show up with the utmost respect for you. It has nothing about who you marry. It has nothing about who you're interested in. It has nothing about another person here. This is because this is how much they respect you. And it might be hard to believe that because they've been MIA. But their silence was a sign or a form of protection for them. It was easier to be silent than to say something that would potentially get them or you stuck in a situation that they didn't want you in. Addict. Helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. This is what I was saying. This whole thing, don't focus on the relationship. Don't focus on the relationship. I feel like there's that addiction or that obsession that's coming through about the relationship itself. Okay, and that's what I feel like this is an energy that Source is saying, like, this is something that you're pushing against instead of just going with the flow. Okay, the shadows compromises integrity and honesty, allows addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. When we get stuck in the obsession, it does become an addiction. It becomes all of who we are. I've been there. A lot of twin flames have been there, okay? And it's all about us releasing that side of things because it's like everybody's saying you should want the relationship. It's not that any of us that have moved on from that don't want the relationship. It's just we've begun to understand that we don't need it. Would it be nice? Sure. But I'm also not going to, it's not the end of the world if it doesn't happen. Do you see what I'm saying? Like there's a whole different feeling to that than like, no, it has to happen and it has to be them. And if it's not them and if people are telling me it's not them, then they don't know what they're doing. Like I've been down that road too. Like, look, but the more that we're in our emotional ego and the more we're saying it has to be black or white, the less we're seeing from a place of love. And this has been like a really big message coming out this month in a lot of different readings as well, okay? So we have detective, great powers of observation, intuition, a desire to seek out truth. The shadow is voyeurism, falsifying information. Yeah, they're definitely spying on you. Like this, they're coming through, they're like, hey, what you doing, pile 3? Fusion, align, openness, harmonize, collaboration, yeah. So this is all about your alignment on the journey. Dream world. This is the shadow. Living in a fantasy land. Illusions, not real love. Right? Like living in that place of where it's like, it has to be. Like if Source doesn't give me my person, then Source got it all wrong. Like we're missing a huge point. right? And we can all tell each other this until we're blue in the face, but if you're not ready to believe that yet, or if you're not even ready to listen to the options that are available for you, then it's going to be pointless. But it comes back to this energy of only a fool thinks they know everything. And that's why we have to let go, because we learn so much more when we really surrender to this connection. And, when I first started, I was always like, what the heck does surrender even mean? Because I thought I was surrendering. But when I came into this understanding, I got this huge, shocking reveal on one of my meditations. And they said, maybe it's not him. And I was like, what do you mean? But you told me it was him. You're the one that told me. I didn't ask for this. You told me this. But I had to sit with that for a long time. And then they gave me more information. And I was like, okay, it's not about him as a person. It's about him as in the relationship I was painting in my mind and romanticizing. And I realize it's because we're fed our entire lives what love is. And I know I've said this before, but love sells. Love sells because we have family members who pressure us to be in love. We have society that pressures us to be in love. Procreate, have a family. You're crazy if you don't have a family. Like, there's something wrong with you if you're single. But that's exactly one of the things that we're here to break the norms of, and seeing love in an entirely different way. And sometimes that means that our love is going to look something like this, where this person's not in our lives, but we're still cheering each other on. We're still wishing the best for each other. Like, wedding, the marriage, forever the one union. What was I just talking about? You're already in union with this person, even if they're not in the physical. That will never end. Yeah, single. Interesting. Alone, isolation, lonely and guarded. Yeah, this is what's been playing a part in the shadow world here, right? So this is a part for you to help heal. And I feel like that's something that they feel as well. Like, they want you to heal that. But the main thing is they want you to know that they unconditionally love you no matter what. But they don't want you to be miserable. Heartbroken, deeply hurt and sad, feeling lost, grieving, and despair and breakup. See, this is interesting because the energy, my frequencies just went out. This is the energy that Source is showing me now. It's like taking me down this road of where you're at or where you've been at energetically because of this connection. And they're saying, like, there's the healing that's coming from this if you choose to focus on it and surrender to this connection. Surrender doesn't mean we're surrendering so we can come into physical union. Surrender means we're surrendering because, holy crap, we have no control over what happens next. That's what it means. We're not trying to control it. Because you are soulmates. Soul connection, partnership, soul contract, life partner. But it's like that drive to want this connection is so overwhelming. Sometimes it's hard to let go. Forgiving and learning. Look, I cannot make this up. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So forgiving and learning. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Yes, you both feel the same way about each other. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. But right now, there's some healing that needs to be done because of this. Maybe it's just on their side, but I do feel like it is on your side as well. And that's okay. Like, there's no rush here. We're not trying to rush a union. We should never be trying to rush union with someone. It takes a lifetime to fall in love with someone, and we should open up to the possibilities that brings, right? But if they're not present and we're not present in their lives, like, we're not even giving ourselves an opportunity to even enjoy our lives because we're holding on to that. It has to be this person. It has to be this union. It has to be the physical because otherwise there's something wrong with me. Newsflash, there's nothing wrong with you. And there never has been. This is a process. And open up to that process helps you to surrender faster. Let's take a look at your card. We're going to read this from the book. The shock of the new. There's a lot going on here. Finding a deeper truth. This person could be like something about music for your guys' I didn't get a lot of songs or anything channeled for yours, but it's like something about music here. Maybe they play the piano or you play the piano, or sunflower is somebody's favorite flower here. It said, what wild, unconventional voice is calling to you? Can you hear it? It is so different and so unusual. Exactly. We're trying to break this norm that it has to be physical union. Thank you so much, Source. It might be hard to decipher, like hearing an unfamiliar language for the first time. It might be hard to discern with great clarity now, but there is an affinity between you and this strangely beautiful newness seeking to manifest. The oracle says there is a stirring at the deepest level within you. Something new will break through, and the process of this birth may be a shock to you. The shock will transform into great joy and a sense of tremendous liberation. But you must bear the strangeness first. The strangeness might be something that rattles your beliefs about yourself and your world, daring you to become more of yourself, more open to where life is leading you, and more willing to be the unique sacred art crafted by hand of the universal creator. Nature never shies away from strange beauty. She allows for endless diversity, and her sacred works are often peculiar and stunning. You live within her field of creative grace, and as specially created work that also creates. Wow. You are being asked to surrender any fear that you may have of being seen as exotic, unusual, eccentric, or bizarre. You're being asked to make peace with strange beauty and to let it happen through you in creative flow. Perhaps you need to allow your conventional ideas of beauty to become even more inspired and open. Perhaps you can allow your need for the world to behave according to your fixed ideas to fall away. Like, I can't make this stuff up. Wow, you will receive so much more in its place. This oracle comes with a special message for you. There are rumblings and stirrings of the creative life force happening now, deep in the undercurrents of your being. If you are very attuned or sensitive, you may have consciously felt this already, with excitement, discomfort, or both. If you have not yet sensed those inner stirrings, they are happening all the same. So be on the lookout for a big shift of new birth and shock of the new, the unconventional, strangely beautiful, and the disturbing liberation of that which is foreign stepping into your life. This life is creating the stage upon which you will experience greater fulfillment. Wow, like that is so powerful. Thank you so much, Source. Thank you so much. Pile 3, I know it's hard. But if you open up to what potentially could be, you begin to find new answers, and answers that will probably shock the emotional ego a little bit. And that's what's hard. You know, our emotional ego is always finding creative ways to keep us small and safe because it thinks it's protecting us. But sometimes it's the one that's hurting us the worst. And so opening up to different ideas and different modalities of healing and different thought processes and perspectives helps us to see things from a much more well-rounded view and gives us courage to become what we're meant to be. So this is what I have for you. If you felt like this is your reading, leave the little sunflower emoji down below and say, I open up to the perspectives of the world so that I can shape the world as according to the way I was meant to, as I was created. And if it resonated with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find everything you need in the description box, including how to reach me for a personal reading, as well as how to join as a member. And with that, I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides, all for coming together to give us this very powerful message. And until next time, pile number 3, stay human. Bye.